Now, though, we're discussing this test that everyone who applies for a UK passport is required to sit. Question is, would you pass the passport test? Vic's given us a call from Eastbourne. Afternoon, Vic.
Good afternoon, Alison.
Hello. So you understand you were born and educated in India. Did you have to sit a similar test to this then?
No, I didn't.
Ah, okay.
I, came over this country when I was 15 and started work and then joined the Navy, and I got my passport through that way.
Ah, okay.
And as I say, I mean, the gentleman who was giving all those questions to you, I don't think an average, even British citizen or born in England through British, parents all the way through, would be able to answer half of those questions.
Oh, well, I'm glad it's not just me, because I struggled. I'm not going to lie to you.
I didn't know any of the answers, to be honest with you.
Do you know this one, Vic?
No, I would have failed miserably.
I got this one wrong as well. Who wrote the poem She Walks in Beauty? Is it Sir John Betjeman, Sir Walter de la Mare, Elizabeth Browning, or Lord Byron? Well,
I'll take it as Elizabeth Browning.
No, Lord Byron, you see. Me and you, we're on the dunces chair, Vic. We're not getting in. We're not going to get the passport.
The thing that I would be more appreciated if people were able that come to this country, want to live in this country, could read, write English and understand English perfectly. To me, that would make more sense than asking them questions that probably, if you took those questions to any of the cabinet ministers and asked them to answer those questions, probably they would get about 50%, maybe 60% wrong.
That would be an interesting experiment, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Well, I mean, to be fair, we did hear the chap who does these study guides say that as well as this test, this Life in the UK test, migrants from non-English speaking countries do also have to pass an English speaking and a listening qualification.
Yeah. I mean, I'll give you an example. Like, I mean, my brothers are still out there, and all of them are, highly educated. My youngest brother's son, who now works for the Mumbai, the Taj Hotel Group.
Oh, right.
And he started off from...
Can he get cheap rooms, Vic?
And he started from down the bottom, which is serving people and things like that.
Yeah.
And he had to have a graduate, pass mark.
Okay.
Before he could even thought about being taken into working at the Taj Group.
Mm.
That, to me, I mean, and then he would probably come here, and I think he would struggle to answer those questions. I mean, and he's a graduate compared to... I mean, I finished high school, but he's a graduate.
Mm. Oh, no, I see what you're saying. The other question that someone's raised, actually, on the text line is how much money it costs to kind of have this whole process, to make people sit and do the exam in the first place. Thank you to Vic for getting in touch. This is from Danny in Sussex. He says, I totally get that there's humour to be found in UK residents not being able to answer the test questions, but there is a serious side to this, in that whilst the government is making so many cuts to essential services, leaving the vulnerable people in our society struggling to keep their heads above water or have any quality of life, this type of totally irrelevant and pointless bureaucracy costs money that should be better spent. It also does nothing to foster good relations between migrants, countries or persons, and Danny thinks it's utterly insulting to the intelligence of all parties. It confirms to the masses, in Danny's view, that the government are out of touch, and says it's lip service at its most naive. Shame on them. He says this is not done in my name. So, Danny making a serious point to all of this. I'd love to hear where you stand. Do you think that this test is asking the right type of questions? I mean, if you get, 80% of these questions right, does that mean that you will necessarily integrate well into British society? You can call me 03459 570057. If you were put in charge of putting this test together, which questions would you include?